D-Wave quantum computing stock, ticker symbol QBTS, experienced a huge stock price crash following comments made by Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang. But D-Wave wasn't the only one. Several quantum computing stocks, including IonQ, Rigetti, and Quantum Computing, all crashed as well. But this video will focus on D-Wave Quantum. I'll look at the company's new price and look at the company's prospects and determine if this price decrease is a buying opportunity for long-term investors. Let's get started.
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
I shared with you in the introduction of the video that the price had crashed following news from Nvidia CEO. However, if you zoom out and look at the previous 3 months, you'll notice that the stock price is still up over 500%. In fact, it was up almost 1,000% prior to the crash. And so a lot of the price decrease has to do with that price increase leading up to these comments. There was so much enthusiasm built in that the comments from the CEO really brought down the valuation. Now, the comments from the CEO specifically noted to how long it's going to take for quantum computers to be widely useful or very useful. The Nvidia CEO said that it would take decades before we would have useful quantum computers. And you can speculate as to what the CEO meant by useful or very useful, but I take it to mean that widespread commercial applications for quantum computers are, let's say, at least a decade away. But most investors had already expected that, but we had gotten ahead of ourselves following the breakthrough from Alphabet. Alphabet's Willow quantum computers developed a huge breakthrough that really put the fire under the industry. And that's why the stock price, you see this big increase here in the share price. And I could share with you other quantum computing stocks like Rigetti, IonQ, and Quantum Computing. They all experienced a similar increase, some more than others. But it was the whole industry that got the lift from Alphabet's announcement. And I argued that it was too much, that yes, it was a amazing breakthrough that Alphabet announced, but it wasn't enough to justify a 1,000% increase in these quantum computing stocks. 1,000%, that's a lot. Before any of these companies actually incorporate that new technology, that new development, and connect it to actual orders or revenue or anything tangible for any of these companies. It was a huge jump to conclusion. Alphabet makes a breakthrough, therefore these quantum computing stocks will surge, or therefore these quantum computing stocks will experience a huge benefit, right? So while yes, they will experience a huge benefit when a company like Alphabet proves out a technology or a theoretical application, but it's a little early to jump and say these quantum computing stocks should be worth 1,000% more. So, more so than the comments from the Nvidia CEO, I feel like this is just an adjustment from the built up enthusiasm from that earlier increase because it was up about 1,000%. It's still up over 500%. It's up over 565% to be more precise. So it's just a calibration, a readjustment of the industry. Let's not get too excited kind of moment rather than oh, this industry is done for, forget about it. That's not what happened. I think this is just more of a recalibration here. I think we got a little bit ahead of ourselves. I think that was the main reason the Nvidia CEO made those comments, because he noticed a lot of built up enthusiasm for the industry and he just kind of wanted to calibrate expectations, right? Investors were thinking maybe in the next 3 years we were going to get something big from quantum computers. And the CEO just wanted to recalibrate that and say that's too soon. Even 15 years is too soon, the Nvidia CEO said. That if you're thinking about 20 years, then you're probably closer to how much time it's going to take until we have useful quantum computers. And so looking at D-Wave Quantum specifically, their revenue at 9.4 million is among the highest of quantum computing stocks. I think IonQ is the only one that's above D-Wave Quantum in terms of trailing 12-month revenue. Still, it's not enough to run a sustainable business for these quantum computing companies, D-Wave included. It lost 780% operating margin negative in the trailing 12-month period. Just to highlight how far away these businesses are from being self-sustaining, negative 780%. So this business needs to reach a much larger scale to be self-sustaining. Right now, they are spending so much money on research and development compared to the revenue they're actually generating that this isn't a viable business at the current state. But it's not going to remain in the current state. If they continue on this path, the spending on research and development is going to lead to breakthroughs. That's almost certain. You can't have all of these intelligent people working on a specific task for several years without having a breakthrough, unless they're trying really hard to fail, which I don't think they're doing. So they are going to make breakthroughs, they are going to make progress. The question mark becomes, how long is it going to take them to make progress and breakthroughs? And what's the dollar value of the commercial application of those breakthroughs? How much is that worth for business? And how much would business be willing to pay for that technology, for that commercial application? That's the big question mark that remains to be seen. It's way too early for me to make that connection. And so these companies, D-Wave Quantum included, need time. And when you need time, I like to look at the cash balance. The company has 29 million in cash, which is solid. On top of that, the recent stock price increase should allow the company to sell more shares of stock and raise millions more in capital and thereby extend their runway. If they can use this current higher stock price and this current momentum in the stock price to sell shares of stock and maybe borrow some money to fortify the balance sheet and let's say give them enough money for the next 5 years, let's say, if they're able to do that. That gives them a huge comfort in knowing that they have at least 5 years to find the commercial application or to make a breakthrough that causes another stock price increase, which they can utilize to sell more shares of stock to give themselves another couple of years. That's the challenge here for D-Wave Quantum. That's what they're facing here. They know they're not going to reach a huge commercial application in the next year or maybe not even in the next 3 years. But if they can make incremental milestones and raise more money based on those milestones, they give themselves more time. And if they give themselves more time, a lot of smart people working on this project for more time increases the probability of success. And so the new valuation for this stock is a forward price to sales of 41, which is about 1/3 where it was trading at a week ago. It was at a forward price to sales of close to 150, and that was the highest it's ever been. So does this forward price to sales of 41 make it a buy? I would say no. I still have the stock rated as a hold. I want to see more from this company specifically before I can upgrade to a buy. I want to see more progress. I want to see more capital increases. I want to see more commercial applications or partnerships with enterprises that develop this technology or help the company with the research and development, with the iterations, feedback, etc., before I can upgrade this stock. Right now, too speculative for me, too early for me to recommend as a buy.
Hey everyone, if you like watching my videos, then I've added a great complimentary product just for you. I've created a book, I've written a book that's available for sale now that highlights my 6-step investing framework. Even if you don't follow that investing framework, just reading it and knowing how I evaluate stocks will make it a lot more interesting and informative to watch my videos. I've added the link in the description below.